All right, we are here in Phoenix. We're coming to you from the Suns Arena where the home team took Game 1. Now, reminder, Game 2 tomorrow night. Still here in Phoenix. A cactus or two for you gentlemen. Welcome back to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols. I am alongside NBA champ Matt Barnes and the Hall of Famer Michael Wilbon. And look who we have.
At some point.
I just, I just want you guys to know that when Wilbon and I go to dinner, I will introduce him that way to waiters because he's in the Hall of Fame.
Sir.
Just saying. Look who else is joining us. Our NBA reporter. He is with the Suns on this series. Dave McMenamin. Thank you so much, friend. Want to start off with last night's performance. Chris Paul scored or assisted on 54 of the team's 118 points. You have an article up right now talking about CP3. What was working so well for him, Dave, in Game 1?
Well, Rachel, it was a masterful performance because he was able to dictate what the Suns were going to do against the Bucks defense that they were seeing. So in the first quarter, Chris Paul setting the table, 12 points for Devin Booker, not calling his own number. In the second half, he just starts going ham when you started to see Bucks defenders switching, and he had Brook Lopez on an island, hits a 4-point play to get the building going insane and get the momentum on their side. Later on in the third quarter, it's Bobby Portis on him. He backs up his dribble all the way out to mid-court practically, hits him with a crossover, hits him with a hesitation move, finishes at the rim with a finger roll. And Mike Budenholzer said after the game that Chris Paul is so good, he puts us in a no-win situation because if we play him straight up, he's going to pick us apart in the pick and roll, finding shooters. But if we switch out to try to crowd him, obviously, even though he's 36 years old, still has the ability to blow by guys. So really, his fingerprints were all over that win for the Suns, and a great sign for them moving forward in this series.
Absolutely. Dave, Matt Barnes here. Aside from a new car every time Devin Booker's pulling into the arena, are we seeing a different Devin Booker here in the finals?
Well, what we saw was a continuation of his dominance in Game 1s of the playoff series they've had during this run. He puts up 34 points against the Lakers, then switches himself up in Game 1 against Denver, 21 points, but 8 assists, and he goes 8 for 12 from the field. A 40-piece against the Clippers, which was memorable, obviously, and then he got going with 27 points against the Bucks in Game 1, and it was really about him getting to his spots. Now, it wasn't his most efficient night, but he kept pressure on the Bucks defense constantly. And obviously, if he keeps the Bucks in stress mode, where they're always wondering where he's going to be, or they're always having to shift their defense to account for him, other opportunities are going to open up. So either he could miss a shot, which he did several times, and you have DeAndre Ayton or Jake Crowder cleaning up the offensive glass, or he has an ability to distribute. As you mentioned, he had the 8 assists to start off the Nuggets series. And then defensively, I mean, this is remarkable. According to ESPN stats and information, the Bucks players shot 1 for 11 with Booker as the primary defender. Now, that's been a mark against him in his career so far. If he's going to give them two-way play, watch out.
Wow. Dave, there's one thing that didn't go well for the Suns, obviously, last night. We saw Dario Saric, who's an important member of that bench. By the way, that bench needs a nickname or something.
I know,
They're pretty effective. But we saw Dario Saric limp off to the locker room, did not come back to the game. Do we know about his status going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough news. The team announced this morning that Dario Saric will be out indefinitely. He tore the ACL in his right knee, and he had only been playing about 10 minutes per game throughout this playoff run, but he's someone who has Monty Williams' trust. They have ties going back to Philadelphia together, and Monty actually commented in the Western Conference Finals that he felt like Saric was struggling with his confidence early on in the playoffs, but figured something out against the Clippers where it was just like, go out and play, be tougher than your opponent. And he has a bit of a herky-jerky game, but he has some skill with that herky-jerky game, and he can play both forward and center. So the question now is, do you go with Torrey Craig and play with a small ball 5 moving forward, or is it going to be Frank Kaminsky, who we saw get some minutes last night? You know, the good thing for the Suns and that deep bench that they have is that they have options, and one potential nickname. How about the solar system?
You're not getting traction on this end of that, Dave. I hate to, not going to lie to you. The faces of these two gentlemen to my left they're not what you'd want.
Thanks
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.